What is up, guys, and welcome to the South Coast. Today we're going over my 5-year review of Bad Boy Maverick. Bought it back in 2019, been riding it ever since. So let's get into my 5-year review. So, as you can see, I put the Maverick through some things. If you've been watching the channel very long, you will have watched me use this mower for cutting tall, thick grass, to cutting real thin grass with a bunch of sand, to cutting trails, doing bush hogging on our trails with it, and everything in between. This mower's been pretty great with everything I've thrown at it. Obviously there are some cuts where I've had to cut high, had to cut fast, and it doesn't leave a pristine quality cut at the end of those, but it does a very good job at handling everything I've thrown at it. I've been impressed with it so far. Like I said, I've had it for 5 years, bought it back in March of 2019, so really had it a little bit over 5 years, and it's done very well. Use it mostly to cut this piece of property that the house is built on. We've had this piece of property since 2018, and it was not very well maintained prior to us purchasing it. It was all grown up, overgrown, real tall weeds and grass, very thick. And the Bad Boy has done a great job at getting all of that in check, getting it manageable, and keeping it looking good. I've never really used a tractor on the property to do anything with it, never used a tractor on the trails or anything like that. The Bad Boy is really the only piece of equipment that I've used to maintain the property here. And like I said, it's done a great job, whether it's cutting grass or doing some bush hogging in the trails. Obviously, I've done some things with this mower that it was never intended for. Cutting the stemmy, sort of woody stemmy brush and bushes that grow up on the trails. Been doing that about twice a year for the past 5 years, and it does really well with those. Surprisingly, does a really great job at keeping the trail maintained. Obviously, I'm cutting the trail with the deck much higher than you would cut a yard, but for the most part, it handles that well. There was one time where I was getting into some thicker stuff, and one of the stems from one of the bushes got up and popped the drive belt off. So I had to get under there and get that put back on, but handles to keep me going straight. It drives pretty straight, pretty true. Drives fast enough for me. I know there's faster mowers on the market, but to be honest with you, I think the speed that I'm cutting with the Bad Boy, with the Maverick, it's exactly what I need for the type of grass I'm cutting. I think if I was trying to cut any faster, the cut quality would not be where I want it. So I'm really satisfied with the cut quality that I get out of the Bad Boy. And like I said, it's been doing well for the past 5 years. I really haven't had any mechanical issues with it. I did have to adjust the throttle at some point. I think the throttle loosened up on me, and so I wasn't getting the RPMs that I was supposed to get as I was cutting. So I made that adjustment, and it's been doing well since making that adjustment. I have had to do a deck leveling on it once. Somehow the deck got knocked out of level, but that's really been the only thing mechanically that's affected the ride or affected the cut. I do have a leak in one of my tires. I've had to put a couple plugs in the tires over the years. There's one time I used the mower to cut a piece of property that had a bunch of storm debris on it from hurricanes in the past, and I think I picked up some nails there. Also probably picked up some nails cutting around the house as it was being built, just trying to keep the construction area clean. I'm sure there were some nails that I picked up there. So I do have to keep an eye on that tire pressure. I do have to make sure that I'm keeping the tires aired up properly and even from side to side. Recently I did drop the air pressure in the tires down. I had been running at, I think it was 20 or 18 or somewhere up in that range, and I dropped the tire pressure down to about 10 psi, and that's been a game changer. That's made the ride a lot more comfortable and sort of eliminated some of the bouncing that I used to get. Didn't really help with the traction at all. That is one of my gripes with the mower. The tires that come on these mowers are not great. They don't grip super well, and they tend to leave some marks if you start getting into some tight turns or making tight U-turns, anything like that. So be aware of that. That's one of the things on the upgrade list going forward for this mower is I want to get some different rear tires for it. Something that will grip a little bit better. But other than that, I've been pretty happy with the mower. I have gone through a couple different sets of blades. I used up the factory blades, put a good few sharpenings on them until they were sort of getting out of balance, and I was just using up too much material on when I was sharpening to get the edge back, so I decided to retire those and swapped over to some copperhead blades. The copperhead were a mulching style blade, and those did really well. Those are actually the best blades I've had on it so far. Those copperhead mulching style blades, and those are still doing well. I actually have them on the mower right now, and that's what I'm using currently. I decided to try out the Ballard gold blades for a bit, and to be honest, I was not impressed with those. The blade material is supposed to be a hybrid blade material with a harder metal for the cutting edge than the rest of the blade, but I did not notice any increase in longevity of the cutting edge, and the rest of the blade deteriorated faster than anything I've ever seen. Those are also a mulching style blade, and the serrations on the back side of the blade eroded very quickly, so I was not very impressed with those. Went back to the copperhead blades, and like I said, that's what I have on the mower now, and those have been doing really well for me. I'm probably going to get another set of those to keep as a spare. I'm also looking for recommendations for other blades to try out. If y'all are interested in seeing how any other blades do, definitely drop it down there in the comments. Let me know what you're wanting to see as far as blades go, and I will buy them, test them, and let you know what I think. But yeah, as far as the ride, the cut experience, it's all been very good, and I've been impressed with it so far. As for the maintenance aspect of the Bad Boy mower, maintenance has been pretty easy. Really just been following the manual, doing the oil change for the break-in time, and then just regular oil changes after that. I've been doing pretty much an oil change every season. I don't know if I'm really hitting the hours required between oil changes every season, but it's one of those things I like. At the end of every mowing season, I like to go ahead and go through it, put fresh oil in it, swap the oil filter, and that way I know I'll be ready to continue cutting through the winter and into the next mowing season. Other maintenance I've done is I've done the hydro gear maintenance, so swapping those filters and oil after that break-in period. The time between changes on those is pretty long, so I haven't done another oil change or filter change on the hydro gears. That should be coming up next season if I had to guess. And then keeping all the fittings greased. There's 8 fittings on the Bad Boy Maverick that you need to keep greased, so been keeping up with that. And then I didn't have to swap the belt out, but I decided to make a video on swapping the belt out just to help other folks who are running into those issues. And like I said, I did the deck leveling as a maintenance item. Other than that, just normal, keeping the oil or air filter clean, and then you're good to go on these bad boys. Doesn't take a lot of maintenance to keep them going. They do really well with that, and I've so far been impressed with how well it is holding up, how much, how well the engine runs without an extreme amount of maintenance. So that's pretty much it for the maintenance aspect. But anyway, guys, like I said, this mower's done really good for me. I've really enjoyed it. There have been a couple things that have been issues. Like I had one of the hydro gear tanks had a mouse chew a hole in that, so I had to swap that out. I did add a fuel shutoff valve, so I can do fuel filter swaps. Whenever I do my yearly oil change, I usually go ahead and swap out spark plugs and fuel filter as well, so keep that on your list to do. One thing, the hour meter on this mower died on me recently, so I'm not really sure how many hours I have on it anymore. It died at about the 120 hour mark, so not real sure what I have on it from there. But anyway, that's about it. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you learned something. I enjoyed making these videos. If you want to see more videos of the Bad Boy Maverick in action, go check out my channel, click subscribe, go look at the videos. As always, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down in the comment section. If you have a bad boy, let me know what you think of it. If you're thinking about getting a bad boy and have questions, drop those questions down in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. I try to get to all the questions that I get on all my videos. Try to keep those answered in a timely manner. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all watching these videos. Appreciate all the thumbs up. Appreciate the subscribing. Appreciate the comments. Anyway, guys, I'm going to keep on mowing with this mower, hopefully for another 5 years. I hope y'all get a bad boy and enjoy it as much as I have enjoyed this one. And as always, y'all have a good one. We'll catch you next time down here on the South Coast.